say on the legislation of marijuana. And in sports, Antigua Combined Schools are the 2016 Sir Gary champs.
The CBC Headline News, brought to you by Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lloyd with the CBC Evening News. And our top story tonight, the Employment Rights Tribunal has come in for some high praise from Prime Minister Frundell Stewart. He's lauded them for its decision in favor of workers who were made redundant by the state-owned National Conservation Commission. Mr. Stewart says the outcome has gone a long way towards establishing the credibility of the tribunal as a body which works. He says by extension, unions can feel comfortable appealing to it.
The tribunal has come down against the National Conservation Commission and a number of workers have to be compensated. Now, if anything is calculated to establish the credibility of the Employment Rights Tribunal, it is that decision. This is not the first decision it has handed down. It has handed down decisions against private sector employees as well. But those decisions did not attract the kind of attention that this decision against the National Conservation Commission has attracted.
Now, regarding when the former NCC workers will be paid, the Prime Minister says their unions now have to sit down with the state agency and work it out.
The tribunal did not say, well, worker X is entitled to X amount of dollars or worker Y to this amount of dollars. They said they're entitled to 52 weeks. Now, not all workers got the same wages, so the figures will be different. So the unions, who are the persons that filed the case, the unions and the NCC now have to sit down, get the arithmetic right. Once we know what the arithmetic is saying, then that's when time begins to run. That's when you determine how much time should elapse before payment is made.
23-year-old Barbadian Taisha Carrington has creatively surpassed more experienced and accomplished contenders to win the Barbados at 50 Monument Design Competition. She is a fine arts student at Pratt Institute in New York. The announcement was made this morning at the main guard of the Garrison St. Michael. There were 48 submissions to the competition and 5 finalists, most of whom were seasoned professionals. Speaking to CBC News shortly after the ceremony, Ms. Carrington said winning to her means that she gets to be a part of Barbadian history.
And that's just the beginning, because I'd like to make an impact on my island for many years to come in the art scene, and also not just limited to Barbados, but the Caribbean, give more attention to the arts. And I felt like as an artist winning the design competition, it not only bridges the gap, but it also shows other artists you have the opportunity to pursue arts in Barbados. And then it's beyond amazing to know that among the competition and as well as what this monument means to our country, that I was the one who was able to emerge on top.
And the Barbados at 50 monument will represent all the ethnic strands that have shaped the cultural identity of this island. This assurance from Prime Minister Frundell Stewart as he congratulated all the participants, particularly the winner, Ms. Carrington. Taking note of the African, European, Asian and other influences on this country, Mr. Stewart says the monument is meant to reflect them all.
Whatever you see in that monument and whatever you do not see in that monument, you have to be reminded that embodied in it is all that history of which I have just tried to give a synoptic overview, and that the contributions of all of those racial strands and cultural strands are locked some way in what you will see unveiled here at the Garrison sometime before the 50th anniversary of Barbados comes to an end.
Well, about 800 teachers have so far been processed for appointments. However, if Finance Minister Chris Sinclair gets his way, that figure could increase by another 100 or so soon. Minister Sinclair says teachers have done a phenomenal job in the teaching of the country's students in spite of the challenges. He says it's high time these hard-working civil servants, many of whom have been waiting for years, have security of tenure. Minister Sinclair made the comment last evening during a presentation ceremony at Ammon Bay for over a dozen primary school students who excelled at this year's 11+ exam.
I think there's supposed to be about 900 in the end, and I hope that that will continue apace and everybody will get their letters, and also that in the future, I'm not the Minister of Civil Service or the Minister of Education, but I want to say that I hope in the future that the wait would not be so long and that we will be a little bit more expeditious in, because there's some people who have been waiting around for 15 and 20 years for these appointments. And I hope that once people get to the eligible years that they will get their appointments very, very quickly.
Well, the Fair Trading Commission will continue to guard against unfair competitive practices locally. This from Minister of Industry, International Business, Commerce and Small Business Development, Donville Innes. While not revealing the exact number, he says the Commission has been actively investigating several of these cases within the past year.
And over the past year, the FTC has conducted a number of investigations into mergers and alleged anti-competitive practices. And these investigations dealt with the conduct such as excessive pricing and refusal to engage with competitors or suppliers. And these investigations arose in a wide range of sectors, including telecommunications, distribution, and quarrying. And some of these investigations were resolved within the year, but others are also ongoing.
Minister Innes provided the update at a one-day sensitization workshop on competition law at the Savannah Hotel. He is warning that the Commission will not be commenting on issues that have not been fully investigated. And coming up, we'll tell you the fate of the man charged in connection with that murder in Silver Hill.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network, more than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153 to sign up to Digicel today.
Sun power on water systems.
I had some problems with my solar water heater. The collectors was leaking. I called the original agency and said, well, they can't do anything about it because the system is bad and they will have to install a new system. I didn't hear back from them. Then I called Sun Power. I went to Monday, paid some money, and by Thursday it was on.
Get your Sun Power.
I always knew you were dirty so-and-so.
What will people say when they see me with you? What if the congregation finds out?
I'm sorry, but you can't work here anymore.
You can't live here with that.
You can't play with us.
Hello?
You hear she got the pug?
Rise above the ignorance.
It's time to kiss stigma and discrimination goodbye. Mwah.
This crop over, MCTV wants you to take in all the action live on pay-per-view. That's why we're offering you a front row seat in the comfort of your home to watch Soca Royale on July 24th and Pickett Crop Finals on July 30th at $50 each. Watch your favorite pay-per-view event on MCTV channel 115 or in high definition on MCTV channel 118. To book, call MCTV at 228-6288 or email us at customerservices@cbc.bb. Remember to have your account number at hand when booking. Special conditions apply. MCTV, the right choice. Crop over, it's on, we're in.
A 29-year-old Silver Hill Christchurch man has been remanded to Dodds Prison until August 4th on a charge of serious bodily harm. He's Omar Haynes, who appeared in court in connection with last week's murder of 29-year-old Corey Trotman of Briar Hall, also in Christchurch, who was shot and killed while passing through that area. Trotman died at the scene. Haynes is being represented by Queen's Counsel Andrew Pilgrim, and the police prosecutor objected to his request for bail. Haynes' charge is likely to be upgraded after an autopsy is conducted on Trotman. Well, Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite says decriminalizing marijuana should not only be looked at from a legal perspective. He believes medical practitioners should also have a say on the matter.
I would like to hear from the health professionals in this area across the region, because, as I said, we've been having the dialogue more from a legal perspective, but there's always the chance that we'll be opening the floodgates to more health challenges for our young people.
Mr. Brathwaite was speaking at a meeting held at the Pan American Health Organization in Darrells Road this morning. There, both health and legal practitioners had talks on strategies for the development of policies for health-related law. Mr. Brathwaite also says a legal framework should be set up for organ donations.
We should make provisions for whether or not an individual would like to donate any or all of his organs upon death, and set up an acceptable legal framework to incorporate that.
Well, one of the island's leading legal minds believes government will have to look seriously at improving the administrative arms of the criminal justice system. Queen's Counsel Hal Gollop says that's if it wants to do away with the preliminary inquiries and adopt the proposed paper committal system. Although he supports the move in part, he says to replace preliminary inquiries with a paper committal represents challenges in the system itself. According to Mr. Gollop, although it increases efficiency at the magistrates court level, a bottleneck is created if proceedings advance to the High Court.
There would have to be a very careful structuring of the administrative system that will be necessary to allow for the effective working of this paper committal system. Because if you're not having preliminary inquiries and cases are coming before the high courts with that level of rapidity, then the system will have to commensurately be able to take care of that kind of load which the high courts are going to be saddled with.
The noted attorney stressed that it will also prohibit the process for lawyers to effectively test the veracity of witnesses as well as the legitimacy of evidence in cases. Well, still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across our region. Stay with us.
The ultimate adventure begins at Courts. For every $100 spent, you get a chance to win a trip for 4 to Universal Studios, a Samsung 55-inch curved TV, or one of 5 S7 handsets. Plus, buy any Samsung TV for a chance to win a 65-inch curved TV. Purchase one of our featured audio systems for a chance to win a PlayStation 4, or your purchase free. Shop with Ready Finance and pay nothing down for 30 days. Join the adventure, only at Courts, bringing value home.
Since its inception, the CBTF has committed Barbados $14 million to train and certify 4,000 workers in technical and vocational education. 17 businesses and 8 associations have already benefited. Will you be next? The CBTF has launched a 4th competitive cycle. Apply for funding to train your employees. Applications are now open and will close on July 29, 2016. Find out more by logging on to www.cbtf.com.bb for more details, or by calling 227-9090. Imagine your business being better, more competitive, more efficient with an employee training grant from the CBTF, the Competency-Based Training Fund, investing in skills for the future.
ICBL T20 cricket party, more than a match. To Gary's 80th birthday, celebrating the greatest all-rounder and our national hero. You can't beat that. July 28th, 6:30 p.m. Tickets from Kensington Oval, CS Pharmacy, and TicketPal.com. Hosted by the 50th Anniversary Secretariat.
The Hero CPL T20, brought to you with the compliments of Beacon Insurance Company Limited, Switched On, and Solar Dynamics, the most efficient solar hot water system.
Regional news now. A Guyanese national was killed after the vehicle she was driving plunged into the sea at Latok on the outskirts of Castries, St. Lucia today. Police say that Tanza Campbell suffered injuries after the vehicle she was driving spun out of control and flipped into the harbor. She was one of two persons inside that vehicle, and eyewitnesses said soon after the vehicle flipped into the sea, a female was heard screaming. Two men went to their rescue, but by the time they pulled out, the female passenger had went to Campbell's assistance. She was unresponsive. She was later pronounced dead at the scene by medical officials. Campbell, a mother of one, worked at KMZ Solutions in St. Lucia, and in a Facebook post, the company said, "Today, tragically, we lost a true friend, a close colleague, and a wonderful leader." Well, in Guyana now, a couple was arrested for questioning after their 4-year-old son was killed following a heated altercation between the two. The child was allegedly struck by the woman's husband during a heated altercation between the couple at their home on Friday night. It is unclear what type of object the child was struck with, but according to reports, the couple apparently had an argument which then led to a physical confrontation. The man reportedly armed himself with a heavy object and attempted to hit his wife, who used the child as a shield. Antigua and Barbuda's Nelson Dockyard has been inscribed on UNESCO's World Heritage List. It is among 4 new sites added to that list. The site consists of a group of Georgian-style naval buildings and structures set within a walled enclosure. UNESCO representative Dr. Reginald Murphy described the inscription as an historic moment for Antigua and Barbuda. Well, ahead is the day's top stories, but first, here is a tip from Cooperators General Insurance.
This tip of the day is brought to you by Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. Insurance the way you want it to be.
The Hope Foundation is an umbrella organization aimed at creating awareness of the lesser-known chronic illnesses, which include systemic lupus, sickle cell disease, and arthritis. This tip is brought to you in association with the Hope Foundation, creating awareness of the lesser-known chosen illnesses.
Let's make an effort to clean up today. Young and old, we all have a part to play. Cleaning our beaches, recycling too. Noise and air pollution can all be solved by you.
The Environmental Protection Department wants you to join with us to protect our land, air, and water. Don't be the problem, be part of the solution. Join hands with the EPD to keep Barbados clean.
Young and old, we all have a part to play.
Peoples, we store just got even better. Come on in. Come down to the new renovated People's Market in Tudor Bridge with bigger aisles and even more in store. All your general grocery needs. a whole new fruits and vegetable section, beer, wine and liquor, a wide selection of meat and fish, and everything for your outdoor chilling and barbecue grilling. But most of all, everything at low prices. Right, Miss Evans?
That's right, Ma. And now we have the People's Mall too.
People, come on down to the People's Market in Tudor Bridge.
Yeah, just drop that. Push back and let me see. Yeah, just drop that. Bump it down to the ground. Yeah, just drop that. No bumps it all around. Yeah, just drop that. Yeah, drop that, drop that. I said drop that, drop that. Bump, bump. Yeah, drop that, drop that. I said drop that, drop that. Bump, bump. Yeah, drop that, drop that. I said drop that, drop that. Bump, bump. Yeah, drop that, drop that. I said drop that, drop that. Bump, bump.
For the season's biggest event, Go Blue, the 98.1 VIP Blue Zone. Buy your ticket today.
All behind me there, you can see the marijuana plant.
The fetters and beats is
Sweat, I come out to sweat, I wet, I sweating more than you. I come to wine and jam and I sure to catch it more than you.
It was always a very boring job.
This is the future Caribbean Opera.
Morning and evening, we jumping up. This is me home and not leaving. I can't get over this.
Witness the true test of perseverance, determination, commitment, and teamwork. For the first time, the Olympics are coming to South America, and Rio is hosting the party. All eyes will be watching.
A very good evening. I am Mark C. with your CBC Sports World. Antigua Combined Schools are the kings of the 30th annual Sir Garfield Sobers International Schools Cricket Competition. They defeated Oakville Cricket Academy of Canada by 37 runs today in the final at Kingsley Oval. Sent into bat, Antigua posted 224 for 5 in 40 overs. Tyrone Williams top scored with an explosive 113 from just 87 balls, including 12 fours and 2 sixes, while Melvin Charles contributed 60. CBC's Sean Green reports.
Antigua Combined Schools put into back by Oakville. That's Kofi James driving off the back foot through the offside to welcome Daniel Griffith. But at 24 for 1, Ozir Malik removed him, caught behind for 4. This is Tyrone Williams getting his front foot to this one and driving crisply through the covers. That's 4 on any ground. But another wicket would fall. Karina Gorge was in and out, caught on ball by William Thomas for a duck. It's now 29 for 2. But Williams was still alive and kicking, swinging through the onside this time, down to wideish long on. Melvin Charles saw that 4 by his buddy and wanted to challenge him tick for tack, swinging this one through the same area to bring up a boundary of his own. Williams exhibiting some excellent timing, just easing this one through the covers again. Can it go all the way? Yes, it can. Then he pulled up the broom and swept this one down to long leg, beating the diving fielder on its way. I thought the bowler wasn't pleased by that effort, so maybe he wanted to give his man another bite at the cherry. Same shot by Williams. Where's the fielder? There he is. He puts in a dive, but the result is the same, 4 runs. But I'll give him an A for effort. Charles latches onto this delivery and pulls it savagely through mid-wicket. Williams, in the meantime, was enjoying the slow bowling, whipping out another sweep down behind square, an almighty dive and an almighty miss on the ropes. That's 4. The batting clinic continued, cut behind point for 4 by Charles. Griffith to Williams, straight back over his head for 6. Listen for it. It's 149 for 2 and Charles greeting the bowler with another pull to mid-wicket. But don't worry, these 2 fielders will do absolutely nothing. That's 4. And if you thought that was impressive, well, look at this. Full into the media center at the Malcolm Marshall end. to bring up his 50 in grand style. When Charles reached 60, he skied one to be caught by Griffith off Nando. He added 149 with Williams for the third wicket. It's now 178 for 3. New man Tyreek Benjamin didn't last as long as a snow cone in the sun, in and out for just 1. That seemed to anger Williams, who dispatches this one over Wildish long on for 6. Then he stopped this one through point and scrambled 2 to bring up a well-played century of just 87 deliveries. However, in going for another swing, he was bowled by Thomas for 113. It's now 207 for 5. And this is the final delivery. Huan Town goes big. That's a maximum. Antigua ending at 224 for 5. Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Sean. In reply, Oakville could only muster 187 for 7 off their 40. Guanshu Sharma top scored with 53, while Jediah Martin grabbed 2 for 29. The Barbados Tridents have finished their home leg of the CPL on a high. They defeated the St. Lucia Zooks by 25 runs at Keynes Nova last night. Batting first, the